Is it really possible for humans to live forever? We know DNA to be a twisted ladder of molecules that contain specific genetic information, which makes every organism different from each other. In other words, genetics suggests that we are scientifically unique because of our DNA. These molecules determine one's eye color, height, and even the seed colors of plants around us. Of course, DNA arrangement occurs naturally. But what if I tell you that the DNA of certain organisms can already be modified in this modern time? This was made possible by the concept of genetic engineering. Suppose that this Lego figure represents our DNA while each block represents a segment of DNA called genes. Genetic engineering may be as simple as detaching or attaching a new block, but in actuality is a complex and careful process. This just implies that even a single modification leads to a completely different appearance and overall genetic information. When DNAs of two different species are combined, a recombinant DNA is formed. Simply put, this is how genetic engineering works, also known as gene splicing, which usually involves four methods. Initially, the desirable gene is isolated by cutting a DNA molecule into smaller pieces with the use of restriction enzymes. Next, the small pieces of DNA are placed into a host cell, bacteria for example, and the host cell with the foreign DNA is cloned or replicated. Lastly, the cloned organisms are scanned to examine which ones contain the desired foreign gene. For the past years, our farmers have been benefiting from genetic engineering through the help of scientists who inserted specific genes into plants to make them resistant to diseases, parasites, and even harmful substances. Another hope-bringing part of genetic engineering is the gift of longer life, wherein normal genes are being transferred into lacking cells, which paves the way to the correction of genetic defects. This time, let me introduce to you the toughest creature in your biosphere, the tardigrades. These microorganisms are known to be extremophiles as they live under scorching heat of volcanoes and freezing ice caps for decades, found under thousands of pressures under trenches, and even wandered in vacuum for 10 days for the last 2017 space exploration that make them almost indestructible. In the current years, scientists have been eyeing the tardigrades' genomes as a potential elixir of genetic engineering to attain almost human immortality. On a more realistic scale, geneticists have been investigating the effects of space explorations and even anticipate to involve tardigrades' DNA to humans to protect our future astronauts and expand our capability to live under extreme pressures. So, do you think it is really possible for humans to live forever? Who knows? Maybe you'll be the one to discover how to achieve human immortality in the future by means of genetic engineering.